Lawmakers voting later today on whether former IRS official Lois Lerner should be held in contempt of Congress for twice refusing to testify about the targeting scandal. This, as a House committee yesterday voted to formally ask the DOJ, Department of Justice, to consider criminal charges. So what does all this mean? Join us right now, senior judicial analyst Judge Andrew Napolitano. Good morning to you.
Hey, Steve.
First of all, she's shown up on Capitol Hill to testify, but then she has gone and said, I plead the Fifth. Has she forfeited her Fifth Amendment rights? That's a good question.
It's a great question, and unfortunately the answer is a little ambiguous. If she had just said, I declined to testify because of my right to remain silent, there'd be no dispute that she had not forfeited that right to remain silent. But she didn't do that. The first time she was there, she said, I didn't do anything wrong. I followed the IRS procedures. Leave me alone. P.S. I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. So? Some cases say if you say anything beyond invoking the right to remain silent, you've waived the right to remain silent, because you can't pick and choose what questions to answer and what questions not to answer. Some cases say, oh, a simple little general bland denial like that is not a waiver of the privilege.
Right. What about later today they're going to vote on whether to find her in contempt of Congress?
That is essentially meaningless. They have held Eric Holder in contempt of Congress. For contempt of Congress,
he still got his job.
Okay, so listen to what has to happen. You'll like this. For contempt of Congress to have teeth, the contempt citation has to be sent to the Justice Department, which has to prosecute the person being held in contempt. They're obviously not going to prosecute their own boss, Eric Holder, and he's not going to authorize them to prosecute this lady who used to work in the administration.
Okay, so for the next point, they've got a graphic for criminal case to DOJ. That's what they did. They sent a complaint over yesterday. You've just answered the question. Eric Holder's not going to do it. Now, you have an interesting take on a couple of things. First of all, should she be given immunity so she can spill the beans?
Well, the interesting thing about immunity is she can be given immunity against her will. Immunity means the whole House of Representatives votes that she can never be prosecuted. They get a federal judge to agree. The federal judge signs the immunity order, and part of the immunity order says, thou shalt testify. If she violates that order, the federal judge will incarcerate her for violating the judge's order, and you don't even need the DOJ.
Well, then that seems like a no-brainer. That's how to get her to talk.
I hope Congressman Ice is listening, because we've got to get to the bottom of this. The people have a right to know what abuses the IRS visited upon us and what political motivation the IRS had and what higher-up knew about this.
You have one other observation, and because they've sent the criminal complaint over to the Department of Justice headed by Eric Holder, you say Eric Holder should be impeached.
You know, I watched the back and forth with Congressman Gohmert, and in fairness, he's a friend of mine. He's a former judge. We've conferred a lot. I thought that Eric Holder's behavior was so contemptuous of what the Congress would expect of an attorney general. The president won't do anything. Impeach him. Force the president, because he's not enforcing the laws. Force the president of the United States to nominate a new attorney general. All that can be done without the president's involvement and against his wishes.
And the odds of that happening?
Very slim.
All right.
Very slim in an election year, Steve.
No kidding. All right. Judge Andrew Napolitano, thank you very much.
Where is Kilmeade?
He's down in Washington,
all right.
D.C.
I'm on my way down there.
He's bothering our elected officials, as you will later today.
Right.
All right, Judge, thank you very much.